Welcome to class. This is Lance from Solely Fit, fitness for the soul so that you can live every day in the zone. So today's class is all about calm determination. This is a more vinyasa athletic flow. So if you're in jujitsu, if you're in basketball, if you're just a weekend warrior, or there's any other sport or activity that requires you to use your full body and to be coordinated, yet also have the core strength, the endurance, and mobility to move and function and perform well, then this class is for you. So let's start off in a seated position, crisscross applesauce, or however is comfortable for you. And let's just start to relax our shoulders, relax our hands on our knees, and find our breath. How is your breath moving in your body right now? Just notice the passage going in through the nose and the passage going out through the nose. To the best of our ability and practice today, we're going to stick with the Ujjayi breath. So that's in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose. So just continue to relax your shoulders, maybe close down your eyes. Maybe bring your attention to your toes. Notice your toes without looking at them. How do you know that you have toes? What is the feeling of your toes? And slowly start to work your way up from toe to head. Just doing this on your own, moving through the ankles, knees, hips, chest, belly, heart, shoulders, all the way down to the fingertips, relaxing everything as you move through with your attention. Relaxing your face, jaw muscles, space between your eyes, and the very crown of your head. Now let's go ahead and start warming things up. On your next inhale, I want you to open your throat to the sky. So I inhale through my nose. Exhale, tuck my chin into my chest. And I inhale, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, look to the middle. And inhale, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, back to the middle. One more time. Inhaling up really high, open your throat. Exhale, stretch the back of your neck. Inhale over your left shoulder. Exhale to the middle and inhale over your right shoulder. And exhale back towards the middle. Beautiful. Now bring your left ear to your left shoulder. As you inhale, start a half circle. So you're opening up to the sky. Inhale. As you go to the other shoulder, exhale, tuck your chin and trace a half circle across your chest. Let's do that one more time. Nice big neck circle. Inhaling up. Exhaling down and around to the other side. All right. Now right ear to right shoulder, moving our neck circle the other way. Inhaling on the top half. Exhaling on the bottom half. One more time. Very good. I will meet you in a tabletop position. So that's our hands under our shoulders, knees right under our hips. For the first tabletop, we're gonna tuck our toes. Man, it is freezing outside. My toes feel super numb. So feel free to make yourself comfortable if you wanna wear socks. Like I wish I would've had socks. But it's all good. We're gonna keep flowing. So open up those feet and wrists. So tucking our toes, fingers spread nice and wide. As you exhale, you shift back, hips towards your heels, open up the feet. As you inhale, you glide your shoulders over your fingertips. Exhaling back, again, trying to stay through our nose the whole time, inhaling forward. Good, just on your own for a few rounds. No matter what the activity is, the sport that you play or participate in, being calm as you move is very beneficial. You can still move fast, you can still move explosively, but when you have that quality of presence, you have that quality, almost like that meditative quality, everything you do on the court, on the mat, on the field is much more enhanced. You're not burning any excess energy. Let's go one more time, forward and back. Really want to make sure our wrists and feet are warmed up. Good, last option. Now we're going to bring our fingertips to point towards our knees. So the further away my wrists are from my knees, because I'm going to sit back and kind of just chill here, the further away from my knees, my wrists are, the more stretch you're going to find. If you want to kind of reduce the pressure on your wrists on the stretch, then you go ahead and put your fingers closer to your knees. So either way, 3 big breaths here. All right, so go ahead and untuck your toes. Hands come back facing forward, fingers facing forward, and shift your hips back towards your heels for child's pose. Relaxing all the way down, chest down, head down. Just several breaths here. If you lost your breath, this is the place to find it. At any point during this flow, if you need to take a break, child's pose is a great option so that you can stay in your zone, still get some benefit instead of just stopping completely. But listen to your body. This is your practice. And when you're ready, I'll meet you back in that tabletop. Let's keep our toes untucked. So make sure everything is in alignment. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. When you're ready, on your next exhale, we're going to tuck our chin and lift the middle of our back to the sky. This is cat pose. And as you inhale, you drop your belly, lift your heart and your chin for cow. Exhale, roll your spine towards the sky. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your hips and your heart. A few more rounds on your own. Follow your breath. The slower you can move, the more you can expand, the more breath you can inhale and exhale, the better in these poses right here. One more time, press it away. And one more time, inhale big, right through the heart. Okay, shifting back into our child's pose for a hot second. And when you're ready, slide your belly onto your mat, hips down onto your mat. So we slide forward. Let your legs go long. Little wardrobe adjustment. So untuck the toes. Let's keep our elbows right under our shoulders. Starting in Sphinx pose, just warming up our back with a little mini back bend. So really pressing your elbows, staying energized, even though this is a static pose. Elbows down through the floor, broaden your collarbones, open your throat. If you'd like a little extra, you can extend your elbows straight. Pressure in all 10 fingers or 11. Coming back down. Let's bring our hands right under our shoulders, chest down. Forehead can go down. I don't want to get a brain freeze. This floor is crazy cold, so I'm just gonna hover it a little bit. On your next inhale, you're gonna squeeze your glutes. Use your hands as little as possible for a baby cobra. So let's just stay in this breath, or stay in this pose for 3 breaths. And slowly roll down. Now we're gonna use our hands a little more. On your next inhale, press up a little higher. Maybe another rib or 2 comes up. Exhale, roll it down. 2 more times. Inhale a little higher, squeezing your glutes, protect that spine. Exhale, lower it all the way back down. 1 more time, pressing it away. A little higher. Exhale, rolling down, shifting back into child's pose. Back into tabletop. Make sure we're nice and balanced. On your next inhale, extend your right fingers and your left toes away from each other for bird dog. Exhale, bring it back together. Inhale, stretch it away on the opposite. So left fingers, right toes, and bring it back in. Following your breath, inhale as you extend. Exhale as you transition. Inhale, extend. Exhale as you transition back. Good. Notice your hips. It's very basic for a strong athletic foundation is if your hips are all over the place as you extend, we want to keep our hips square to the floor in poses like bird dog, poses like warrior 3. Okay, 1 more time on each side. All right, now that we're pretty warmed up, let's go ahead and tuck those toes, shift back into our first downward facing dog of the day. So hips high, trying to create a capital A with our body, using my hands to press into the mat, shifting my chest towards my knees. Since this is our first down dog, don't worry about your legs being totally straight. Don't worry about connecting your heels to the floor. Think more about keeping the knees a little bent, warming up the hamstrings and calves, and just starting to find better alignment. And slowly, as you dive deeper into your down dog, it will melt into a better position. Just warming things up right now. Okay, from your downward facing dog, let's go ahead and bend both knees and walk to the top of our mat for forward fold. Again, find your breath. If it's in the lost and found right now, go ahead and find it. Forward fold. Again, first forward fold, option to keep the knees a little bit more bent. Let your spine just be nice and surrendered, nice and relaxed. Also option to interlace opposite elbows, opposite hands. Getting ready to flow a little bit right here. Okay. So from your forward fold, relax your arms down. Inhale, halfway lift. 3 breaths here. So as much energy as you can find down the length of your spine here, from crown to tailbone. Create a nice long line of energy. Shoulder blades drawn together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale from feet all the way to the sky, rising all the way up. Arms overhead. Exhale, cactus your arms all the way down. So hands relax down to the sides, palms facing forward, shoulders drifting away from their ears and the jaw muscles. Maybe close your eyes and just find your balance in the standing mountain pose. Just to check our balance, make sure we're rooted. With your eyes closed or a soft gaze, start to bring all your weight to your toes. So we're leaning our weight forward, heels come up a little, and then we come back to the center of our mat. Then we shift back, toes come up, we're on our heels. It's just very subtle, just checking our balance, make sure we're grounded. And then come back to the middle of your feet. Now shift to the right edges of your feet. Back to the middle, left edges of your feet. Back to the middle. Just notice imagine a magnet right in the middle of your feet. Connected right into your mat, right into the earth. All right, let's flow. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands around your feet, step your feet all the way back into a plank position, either through the knees or through your push-up plank, lower all the way down. I'll go through my knees first, see what that looks like. Hands are under my shoulders. On my next inhale, I rise up into cobra or upward facing dog. Up dog are the hips high. Exhale, tuck those toes, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. On the bottom of your next exhale, bend those knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, climbing taller. Exhale, cactus, open your heart. Beautiful, again. Inhale, rising up, a little more flow this time. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway, long spine. Exhale, plant those hands, lower all the way down. With control. Slower the better. Untuck the toes, inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes, down dog. Now that you're getting a little more warm in your down dog, maybe this is a time where you go more static, less movement. Maybe you start to work your heels down. Again, listen to your body, nothing forced. Use your breath. Bottom of your next exhale, bend those knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach tall. Exhale, cactus with the mini back bend. One more time now with the option, 2 options, on your own. Second option, if it's feeling good, close your eyes. All right, on your own, starting with your inhale. We'll meet in down dog. Once you get to down dog, get your 3 breaths, your breaths, not mine. I will meet you in mountain pose after your cactus. Make it feel good to you. So we're meeting back here in mountain pose. Find your breath. Notice what your body's feeling like. Inhale, arms high, reaching taller. Use your ribs. Exhale, chair. So feet stay together, creating a bit of a lightning bolt with our body. Draw the belly button in. A few more breaths. Every exhale, sink a little deeper. Every inhale, reach through your core, reach through your ribs a little higher. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant those hands, step it all the way back, lower down. Vinyasa flow. We meet in down dog. Inhale, right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Really reach through that heel. Exhale, sweep your right foot in between your hands in the front. Right toes stay forward, left toes go to a 45-degree angle pointing out. On your next inhale, rise, arms high. Warrior one, so shoulders and chest facing forward. Hips, my back hip, my left hip back here is staying open. But my right knee in the front is staying nice and straight. There's a tendency for that knee to want to cave in. So keep that knee nice and straight. 2 more breaths here in your warrior one. Exhale, plant those hands around the right foot. Down dog. Switching left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Really press, really reach, and then exhale, sweep your left foot in between your hands. Back foot goes to 45 degrees, warrior one. So find your balance. Notice if you feel too crammed, your feet are too close together. Really create some space here. The more spread apart, the better. As long as you're not, doing the splits, that's a whole different pose. One more big breath. Good. Hands surround the front foot on the ground. Vinyasa flow. Lower off through your plank, knees, or push up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Bottom of your next exhale, bend those knees. Step or jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to chair. A few more breaths here. Calm determination. As your body gets challenged on the mat, it's important to stay calm, stay with your breath, stay focused. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, cactus. Beautiful. All right, so now I'll meet you in warrior two. So the front toes stay straight, knees stay straight. We're not locked, we're not caving in. The back foot is gonna stretch out even further than warrior one. And my foot is at now 90 degrees instead of 45. It's all the way on the back edge of that foot. So I'm in my warrior two. Fingers spread far apart. Wrists are nice and stretched apart. Gazing over that front middle finger. I drop my shoulders, tuck my tailbone. Feeling pretty good in my warrior two. No matter what kind of distractions are going on around you right now, stay focused on your warrior two. Stay with your breath. Every exhale, sink a little deeper. 3 more breaths. Good. When you're ready, use that back hand on your hamstring. Go ahead and relax on your hamstring. Flip the front palm to the sky. Keep the front knee bent or straight. Reverse your warrior. Sound that you hear is really just my body charging up with the sun. After a few years of practice, it gets like that. And then when you're ready, side angle, keep that front knee bent. So we're bringing that top hand into the inside of our left foot. You can also use a block. So we'll use here, side angle. That sound is really just our leaf blower, or someone's leaf blower. You can already tell that I was just joking. Continue to charge up. If you're doing this outside, it's even better, but just doing it in general is beneficial. Take 2 more breaths. Good. If you have a block on the inside of that foot, move it out of the way. Vinyasa flow. I'll meet you in down dog. Beautiful. When you're ready, right heel to the sky. And sweep to the front of your mat. Find your warrior 2 now facing the other way. So my right toes are forward, back left foot is at that 90 degree. Opening up into warrior 2. Every inhale, I want to find more expansion, so more energy going out, more energy lifting my vertical torso. Every exhale, I'm sinking deeper into that front foot, front knee. Challenge yourself in these static poses. It's easy to just chill here and not be very energized. Good. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, back hand goes to your hamstring or hip. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Open up the side body. When you're ready, you can use that yoga block. That right hand goes inside your right foot, opening up into side angle. Keeping my left hand or left finger straight up. You can also bring the hand over, and in time, you can side angle both arms away. So that's a lot of core work right there. So as you get better with this flow, start adding in modifications to make it harder, spending more time in poses, and just finding more advanced modifications. Okay, go ahead and remove that block. Moving back into our vinyasa flow. Stretch it out. Again, I will meet you in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Your muscles should start feeling like melted taffy here real soon, if not already. Even if you're out in the cold like I am. This is California cold. Frosty outside today, out here in West Sac. All right, so on your next inhale, left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog, really press and open. And when you're ready, go ahead and sweep that left foot to the front. We're gonna open up to the side of our mat, toes at a 45 degree, knees open and away. We're sitting in our goddess pose. Goddess pose right here, hands at prayer, right at heart center. And what we're doing here is shifting side to side, oscillating our hips side to side. You can stay static if you'd like. It feels good for me to move side to side. The challenge here is keeping these knees from collapsing in. So we're working all in the adductor muscles. Super important for knee stability, hip stability, just athletic strength in general. So every exhale, I want you to get a little bit lower. Every inhale, find a little more vertical posture in your torso. Rooted in our heels. Good, go ahead and straighten those legs. Toes point straight instead of 45, and we forward fold. One vertebrae down at a time. If your hands touch the floor, that's great. You can use your yoga block and practice getting a little deeper. You can interlace opposite elbows, opposite wrists. You can also mudra the hands, so interlacing the fingers, dropping the hammer over your head, whatever feels best to you. We're gonna go 3 more breaths down here. Every exhale, release a little bit closer to the floor. All right, wherever you are in this forward fold, let's go ahead and bring our hands to our lower back and use your core to let yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, let's do that 1 more time. Toes out to 45 degrees. Maybe the feet go out a little wider this time, knees out a little bit more. Find your goddess pose and sink a little deeper now. 5 breaths. Every exhale a little deeper. How low can you go? Now, just to say that, don't be all the way on the floor, but you're not even in the pose anymore. You're all collapsed and crooked. So within a good goddess pose, get as low as you can. And then just take a mental note. Next time we'll try a little deeper with better form. 1 more breath. Good. Straighten those legs. Toes face forward, forward fold. I'm gonna throw the mudras over the head right now. Feels great. One more big breath. Good. So use those hands, keep them on the floor, and we're gonna heel toe our feet right outside of our hips. Toes can stay out at a 45 if you'd like. You might just get your block ready. We're gonna sit in our yogi squat. So I'm sitting on the block to start. You can change the height if you need to. You can flatten it, make it a little taller, or if you're like me, you don't need the block, put it to the side. Try to keep our heels down though. So if your heels are still creeping up, maybe you still use a block, and keeping our knees from collapsing in. So you can just sit here, open up the knees with your elbows, hands in a prayer position. Just find your breath. Once you're steadily with your breath, just notice the sensations you feel in your lower body. Maybe it's the lower back, the hips, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet, whatever. Just send some breath there. Let's take 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, go ahead and shift yourself all the way down. Okay, you can still face the same way you were facing. We're gonna straighten the legs out all the way. Big toes connect. Toes face or come and point towards your face. On your next inhale, rise up with the fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Now on this forward fold, instead of reaching for the toes, first of all, work on bringing the back of your knees to the mat. Second of all, start working your elbows towards the mat. Tuck your chin and move from there. Once you get elbows down, back of the knees down, chin is tucked. If that's not enough, then you can start creeping towards the toes. Allow your spine to relax. Take 3 more breaths. Good. Slowly roll yourself up. Okay, go ahead and bring your knees in, feet in towards your hips. Still sitting on our butt. Gonna work on a little bit of a finishing core move, so it can look like hands under the hamstrings moving into boat pose. You can go hands free. You can also use your hands behind you. So just to start off, find your balance. Try to keep your ankles at knee height. And when you're ready, we open up. Either open up here, here, or up top, unless you're grabbing your legs or you're touching the floor. 5 big, big breaths here. If knees bent is too easy, then extend. A little shake is good. It makes you know that you're alive. Shake it up to wake it up. You can play between the two. Let's take 2 more breaths. And relax, bring your feet down. You can bring your hands behind you and just shift your hips side to side, windshield wiper. We're gonna work with that one more time. Our boat pose, explore your options. Challenge yourself. All right, last time, make sure we're situated on our sitting bones. Find your balance, ankles at knee height to the best of your ability. And here we are, 5 breaths. Calm determination. Good. 2 more breaths. Bring it in. Scoot your hips up and roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Beautiful work. Just keep our knees tucked into our chest for a little bit. When you're ready, go ahead and plant your feet down. Keep the knees bent. Heels should be just out of reach of your fingertips if you tried to grab them. And when you're ready, with your feet energized into the floor, lift your hips into bridge pose. Hips high, chin is out of your chest, so your throat is nice and open and clear. Let's just stay here for a few more breaths. Engaging your glutes, noticing the activation in the lower back, but also the stretch in the front of your hips. Slowly lower your vertebrae down one at a time. Okay. Let's bring our right ankle over our left knee, using your hands to either grab the outside of your foot and the outside of your knee, or threading through to grab your hamstring or your shin. Whatever you're doing, try to relax your head down onto the floor. Figure 4 stretch. Good. Every exhale, relax a little bit more into your stretch. Bringing your knee into your chest a little bit more every exhale. Go ahead and bring your left foot down, unravel your 4, and bring your left ankle over your right knee now. Figure 4, outside of the leg, hamstring, or grab your shin. Good. Whatever option you choose, if it feels like work, especially at this point when we're just cooling down, find a different modification. That guy agrees, whoever just honked his horn. Good. Releasing your hips. This was more of a beginner's flow into your athletic foundation, but this is a great place to start. You don't want to skip over flows like this, thinking that you need to do more advanced things immediately. This is great to build on. many aspects to it, like just being able to stay with your breath for the whole flow, and being able to explore different modifications as you get more comfortable with flows like this. So there's always many levels to any flow that you do, especially the ones you can watch on YouTube or video. You replay it, you can pause it, add things, delete things. Go ahead and release out of your figure 4. Beautiful. Last but not least, let's twist to the right, bringing both knees on top of each other. Arms can stretch out into a T, and maybe even looking over to the opposite fingers, so looking over to my left fingers. Just take 3 breaths, decompress our spine. And slowly bring your knees into your chest. And when you're ready, drop them off to the other side. Create your T and gaze over, or just twist your head over to the opposite fingers. When you're ready, bring those knees back into your chest. And one leg at a time, stretch out and let it just ragdoll open. Toes ragdolling open. Palms facing the sky, tops of your hands relaxing on the earth. Shavasana. Shavasana is one of the most important poses of a yoga practice, no matter what practice you're doing. It's time to integrate everything that you just went through on your mat, download it into your system. If you don't have time for Shavasana, namaste, have a beautiful day. But if you do, let's relax here for another minute. It's not long. The only aim here is complete surrender. As much physical, mental, emotional surrender, spiritual surrender as possible. For these final 30 seconds, just scan your body to see where you're still holding tension, and relax that area as much as humanly possible. When it feels good to you, you can start coming back to life, wiggling those toes and fingers, maybe rolling the ankles and wrists. Maybe a good overhead stretch, which is perfect if it's still early morning. And when you're ready, you can roll onto one side. I'm rolling onto my right side into a fetal position just for a second. Knees tucked, hands resting on or under your head. Sending yourself some love and appreciation for showing up to your mat and to your practice today. Knowing that you're growing as a person, as an athlete, as a human being. When you're ready, use that top hand to press yourself up into a seated position. Welcome back. You can keep the eyes closed or just a soft gaze. No intense stares. Not like I'll know, but just for your own sake. And let's just go through one more body scan on your own, starting from the toes, working all the way up to your head, all the way to the crown. So just joint by joint, muscle by muscle. Just take about a minute to scan yourself. As you scan, if you feel some tension or tightness, just stay there for a second and breathe. Once you feel relaxed again, just continue to scan, continue to move up towards your crown. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes again. Welcome back. Again, we did a little vinyasa flow to really focus on our foundation as human beings, because we all have ancestors who moved every day, all day, but also as an athletic foundation practice, adding some meditation to whatever you do, adding presence. By you being present, you are much more aligned with who you really are and the power that you have from the universe. So that power added to anything you do in the world, whether it be sport, whether it be for fun, whether it be work, whether it be taking care of your kids, it goes a long way. So welcome to come back to this practice, pause and extend and modify as you like, or move on to another video. I have many other videos. So either way, have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me, and namaste. Until next time.